right? So when they go out, they give information back to the president relating to enforcement of legal law and stuff of that manner and what goes on the land. The sheriff's supposed to have an annual convention, right? And then the police is part of something called Fraternal Order of Police. It's a brotherhood like the Masonic Order.
Yeah, I remember teaching on that.
They chartered out of England. They got a sister organization in England. I forgot the name of it. But their handbook comes from England where they tell them how to enforce law.
That's right. Mother Barbara got the book.
Yep, all that comes from over there. That's because it's the same as when we occupy Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. military had boots on the ground policing until they can restore a new police force that worked instead for the president of Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, America got two occupations going on simultaneously. Mm-hmm. They have the Iraqi occupation and the Afghanistan occupation both going on simultaneously. That's why you see two occupations of Khazarians, one called Ukraine and one called the West Bank. Right? Both of those are the same people. The Khazarians' homeland is Ukraine, and they stolen occupied territory is the West Bank, the Gaza Strip. Right? The Palestinian territory that they now not call Israel. And you got to know, Israel was chartered in 1948 and enforced as the first act of the United Nations with three countries, France, Britain, and the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And once they established that in honoring the Balfour Declaration, once they established that, that's when they started sending all of the Khazarians to take over the West Bank. But it was about oil and oil trade, because it was about putting a dog in the fight that they didn't have a dog in the fight. Israel became an asset to the United States, but it turned around and bought the United States Corporation. And then the United States Corporation became an asset to the state of Israel. Right? That's like the son buying the daddy out. You want him out the business. He gonna run it from where he at. So then Morocco wasn't established until 1956. So Israel is actually like 8 years older than Morocco. So when we're looking at all of these different events in history, the story is still telling us the same thing about colonization and military advancement to overrun the land. And as long as we don't know who we are, they stood a chance of winning, but too many of us know who we are, they can't win now.
Yeah, it's too late now.
So when they talk about democracy being tyrannical, it's mostly because it's based on majority rule. The reason we weren't originally allowed to vote because we didn't have a stake in the corporation.
That's right.
We weren't stakeholders. We weren't vote holding members of the corporation. This is where your electoral college comes in. You remember earlier my man was saying that the people was elected through the electoral college, the president?
Yeah.
Right. The electoral college is a buffer to control the outcome of an election that's been put to the public's vote. The public vote because they're not members of the corporation. They're not what they call it, vote holding members of the corporation. They employees of the corporation, and the electoral college is serving as their union's negotiating board to elect the president. They never tell us who the electors is on the electoral college, but you can look it up because it has to be put in the public domain.
Mm-hmm.
And you find nobody on there is Chief Littlehorn, none of that.
Yep.
They are some billionaires that we ain't never heard of before.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be a couple of judges on there, a couple of people like that. But the electoral college was the original tool used to usurp the presidency, and I think it was Calvin Coolidge. Right? When he won the popular vote and the electors decided to choose the other opponent. And it happened more than once.
They might not like this one. Or they might like it. I mean, why shouldn't you like it? It's still, we just we showing you the right location. So, Roy, you want to say, hey, y'all hit that like, man. This is about to get good. Hey, Roy, you want to say anything before we open up with this first nail in the coffin?
Yeah, just remember, y'all, anything that you see us do is public notice. Notice to agent is notice to principal. All frauds are going to be exposed sooner or later. More sooner than later. This is coming to an end. We're looking at all of this stuff. They got countdowns to alien invasion going on. They got weather anomalies, earthquakes, and everything going on. Got spaceships parked by the moon going on. They got spaceships coming from deep space going on. They got government infiltrating itself going on. Right? So it's all a big cluster of events all rolled together. Individually, they each tell a different piece of the story. But when you put them all together, you get the panoramic view that something huge is on the horizon. And you can see it creeping its head like the sun in the early morning over the horizon. There's something coming up. And this is what they call event horizon. It's right before the event, you start seeing the effects of the coming event play out in the stars, the zodiac signs, and the numerology, in the gematria, the public spectacles, the political satire out of Washington, the Hollywood parodies and central casting out of Hollywood, Los Angeles, the city of angels, right? So we watching all of this stuff happen, but we only used to seeing small pieces at a time. So we won't never look to put the bigger puzzle together with the small pieces we see.
Mm-hmm.
So we about to get on into it, Elder. You can roll the corn.
Run that gold, drop everything you sold that you got right now, and get the heck on up out of here, man. Ain't no turning us. Once we come to know the truth, you can't. That's something you can't unknow. You can't unknow the truth where you are when you know it.
And look. Yeah. Larry, Malachi, Angel Bay, all of them was telling us.
Yeah.
But when they was telling it to us, our level of collective development wasn't prepared to act on the information.
Right.
Now that we prepared to act on it, it put us in a position where everything folds so we don't have to act on it. Right. Because we're ready.
Yeah.
Right. The more prepared you is, the less you have to worry about what actions you have to take.
Yeah.
Right. So we learn from those elders by watching they struggle. Right. And people got to remember that. You might have your gripes with whichever one of them you got a gripe with. That's cool. You don't have to agree with everybody all the time. But you do got to recognize one of the most prolific writers in our community that we've seen is Malachi Z. York, with information that's still relevant to this day, that's cross-referenced and checkable.
Right.
Right? More accurate information than anybody else. And he was telling us about all this ancient stuff, and they was calling him spooky out spaceman from Ritz.
Yeah.
You know, calling him calling the people that studied his works Yorkies,
Yeah.
children of the corn. You remember the children of the corn, they follow Malachi,
Right.
right? So when they made fun of them being children of the corn, I was like, they don't even know how accurate they talking.
Right.
Because we came from the maize. And once you come out of the maze, you can't be tricked again. Because you've already been turned every which way but loose.
Right. That's deep right there. Put my pen in. Yeah, I got a tape on the corn carving, the one that you told me. I did one on that one already.
Yeah.
And
I didn't have you add the Popo Vu in there though. When I should have.
Feel it?
POPOLVUH is 3 words.
I got you. Popo. Oh yeah, I've seen this word before.
Yeah, that's the Aztec Bible.
Yeah,
if you need a comparative analysis of what it is.
All right, Aztec Bible. Yeah, I'm gonna get on it. You already know how I do. I'm like they call me SpongeBob Circle Pants. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, SpongeBob Circle Pants, and with a combination of Mr. McGruff, the crime dog, man. I sniff niggas out, man. We sniff niggas out. Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, show Ross some love. We got for the people that was asking, we got the Cash App on the screen, and then we got PayPal as well. I don't know if he got the Vimo. I don't know if he got Vimo or not.
I don't have Vimo. All I got is PayPal and Cash App.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so we got that on the screen. That is the correct Cash App for the guy that asked. Yeah, y'all, we out, y'all. Peace and
he was like, so some of the people, they look like Rod, like a guy.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So, and I had already had that conversation with you about me misperceived as a celebrity, and ain't nothing I'm doing got nothing to do with entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Right, indeed.
Right. So, I just wanted to mention that because a lot of people probably didn't know where you was going with that, and I was like, man, he quoted me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not here for that. Like, I don't see people as greater than or less than I am.
Indeed.
You know, so I respect people for the work they put in, and hopefully that's what they respect me for. But all that celebrity stuff, I'm not with that celebrity worship bullshit. I'm not with it. But we can honor and respect each other within our lanes without, being offensive to other people. Like, there's a lot of people that I just won't listen to, but you don't hear me on here bashing them.
Right, yeah.
Because I know we all got to fight the fight from a different angle, and we have to fight it how we see it. And if everybody's seeing everything the same way, we wouldn't make no progress.
At all. Let me ask you this real quick, Rob, before we start the show, since you started like that, and we talked about the whole celebrity worship thing. What do you think about, because you and Billy both are into the whole Anunnaki thing, when he talks about this worship gene? What's your thoughts on this worship thing, gene? Because maybe people got the worship gene. Maybe that's why they just can't, they have to see you like a celebrity because they got that worship gene in them. You know what I'm saying?
It's also called the alpha gene.
The alpha?
Yeah. So you ever see a wolf pack, right?
Yeah.
Wolf pack got an alpha. What's the alpha job? He to be the leader, right?
Yeah.
Humans are pack animals. Gorillas is pack animals. All pack animals gotta have an animal that take the lead when the appropriate time comes for the situation. Right? All pack animals don't operate like that. Like the human, for instance, the most flashy, glamorous, glitzy person to us, that's who we follow. If you notice, most of the time I be on these lives, I be disheveled than a mofo.
You be chill. You mean chill mode? You be on chill mode.
But it's also Ride the Madman. Because you gotta remember, when I first came out, people called me crazy. I was, bald head, clean shave. They was calling me crazy. So I said, okay, since I'm crazy, I might as well look the part. Maybe they'll listen to the message then.
Wow.
right? So I became Rod the Madman, based off a character of Khalil Gibran called John the Madman.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep.
So in the John the Madman story, all these priests was out there BSing the people. But John was the only one allowed. He had his own Bible. Then nobody else had a Bible but the priests.
Right.
So he reading what the Bible saying this to the priest like them ninjas lame. Right? So he started telling people, y'all stop following them frauds and them fakes. They lying to y'all. Just like the clergy today.
Right.
They all lying. They know they lying because they taught in eschatology school, the ones who went, that the origin of the Bible and the origin of the stories came from Kemet. And ancient papyri became the Bible over time, but they was derived from different locations. Right? New Testament is not written in Greek. I mean in Hebrew. It's written in Greek. So while we looking for Hebrew definitions to define a Greek writing, that's ass backwards. And that's why I keep thinking that ISIS is Jesus and Jesus is a man with a feminine qualities. That's it. Right? So we rather believe in Jesus as a pale-faced, hippie-looking metrosexual surfing on the cloud than to accept the reality that the Dark Mother, the Black Madonna, Offset, Isis, Mary, Mother Mary, Hail Mary, Mother of God. Well, what do that make her? Right? So they told the story, but they gave you an innuendo to mislead you from it. So in John Madman, he told them, stop following them frauds. And the people was like, John, crazy in the mud, John, crazy. But over time, everything John was saying was materializing like what you called and asked me yesterday. It's not that I'm prophetic, it's that they showing us everything, and I'm telling you that I don't see the same thing that everybody else do. And if you see what I see, then this is anticipation. This is what you're gonna see next.
Yo, Rod, speaking of prophetic, so I did a show with Griff, and a couple of people emailed me, and they was like, and even in the chat, I'm looking at the chat, we was talking about the whole Trump thing, and they're like, yo, that's exactly what Rod was talking about. Now I done did so many interviews, I done asked thousands of questions. I'm like, damn, what did Rod? Because you don't listen. Hold up, you done said so much stuff that came to fruition. And you be saying things, and I'll be like, Rod, get the F out of here. I'm like, Rod, I ain't going for that. And then 5 months later, it happened or something like that. So when they said this, I said, oh shit, what Rod said down. So what tell the people, what did you tell us was going to happen that happened for them to say the thing what went down in DC with the National Guard and all that? What exactly did you say on my program, my brother?
Before I tell you that, you know they just started shipping them into Chicago today.
No, I did not know. No.
I woke up to the receipt this morning. The lady was filming them rolling down the streets of Chicago. So, that being said, what I had told you, Brother Rich, is that in the process of returning everything back to the tribes, they had to reverse engineer everything. DC had to first be reclaimed by the Republic from the Crown of England Corporation, the Crown Corporation. And once that happened, we knew it took place because Donald Trump renamed it the District of America. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, then once he renamed it as the District of America, now the next phase before they give it back to the tribes is they have to dismantle the structure. And in order for them to do that, they have to have security in place to prevent an outside force from instituting a hostile takeover during the changing of the guard, right? So the National Guard have to be rolled out before the transition of government completion is announced to the people. So you remember I told you on that one show, I was like, when you were like Virgo season, I was like, yeah, somewhere between September and October, we gonna see something big, but I don't know what it is. I say, but every sign is leading to something big being popping off around September, October. Now put a pin in that because I'm gonna come back to it. Now the National Guard, the test run last year was in New York when they took over the subways, and I told everybody that's a test run for a national rollout. The purpose being is that everything has to be secured to keep us from being invaded by a foreign force while the transitional teams is reinstituting a new form of government right in front of everybody's face. What you think all them executive orders is for? Right? This is the foundation for the fall of the cabal, which was actually the royal crown of England and the papacy of Rome. They was the ones that was holding the purse strings to the war machine in the Pentagon. And the Pentagon is operating under the control out of bankers from the Federal Reserve out of DC. So in order for us to take it all back, they have to deploy the National Guard. I did another video about a year and a half ago, and I was like, when they roll out the National Guard, tell y'all children to honor the curfew, not because we scared of them, but because they finna give it to us. They finna give it all back to us, and the easier it is to make the transition, being the smoother everything go, the faster we can get it back. But when we put up a fight, when somebody trying to do something that's